Welcome to the Bad Parents Podcast. I'm Omar Stewart with Kareem Booker. Now, you might be wondering about the name, but this isn't a show about being a bad parent. It's about acknowledging that sometimes in our lives, in our relationships, and even in our parenting, we make mistakes. We've been through it, and we're here to talk about it. This is a space where we talk about the raw truth of relationships and the importance of accountability. We're passionate about helping people who endure relationships that cause stress and frustration. We're not here to give you a lecture. We're here to share our stories to let you know you're not alone and to help you find the tools to build better, more meaningful relationships. We believe that accountability and self-awareness can save you a lot of trouble and a lot of pain. So lock in with us as we dive deep into the messy, complicated, and ultimately beautiful journey of healing. Let's get started.
You had said something that was pretty interesting, and I think it'd be helpful for me, was when you started working at the call center and you were talking about how it was uncomfortable at first for you. What do you recall doing to get comfortable in that?
Repetition.
So we just got to keep doing this.
Yeah. But you do eventually get it.
Well, that's good to know.
Yeah.
Gives me a pathway to work with you.
Yeah.
Helps me out too, because it kind of loosens the muscles a little bit, but it's a process.
It is.
It's going to be interesting how we see this thing evolve.
I agree. I feel like as time go on, we'll have a certain flow. Maybe we just ain't find that flow yet.
Yeah. I think now it's just, we're just getting comfortable with each other,
Right.
as far as working this out.
Because we're both passionate about a certain subject. See, we're both passionate about people who endure relationships that turn out to be a struggle. It causes stress, frustration. And we all deal with relationships like that. And so we're all about trying to figure out how to be more accountable in any relationship with people so we can all have a more cohesive, stronger relationship. I still don't wish anybody to go through the type of healing journey I had to go through, because it's grueling. And anybody that has truly healed or has been through any kind of heartbreak or experienced a death or some type of accident, whatever it is that caused you to have to go through a season of healing and you actually kind of came out of it, it's really, really a strong process to have to go through, right? So if I could eliminate that, because the person I'm dealing with is more accountable for their actions, because eventually their actions are, the person that's chaotic, their actions is going to lead them somewhere they don't want to go either. So nobody's really winning. Everybody's stressed out. One person may get away with things for a while until they not, and the other person has to hold the brunt of it all until they can't. And so it's like, it's not worth it on either end of the spectrum. So it's like, how can we really bridge that gap so we can have better, more meaningful relationships?
Narcissism is nothing but a mess. They thrive on chaos. And when you're in it, you don't realize you're in it. You think it's normal. You think it's something that everybody deals with in some sort of fashion. You don't realize how abnormal it is until you run out of anything, any other option to make it work. It just, at some point, it's just like, you know what? That's it.
What made us really bond, not even on the word narcissism, but just the fact that when you listen to people's stories, they kind of sound the same. It's just different characters, different cities, different nationalities. But yeah, like you realize, like, dang, like this person came in your life. It was the best thing in the world. You loved them so much. And then you found out later you were betrayed, backstabbed, you were hurt. You may have been in a long relationship and withstand the abuse, or you was hot and cold like me going back and forth, you know what I mean? Until you just get really tired and decide to move on and leave the situation. And you may have to deal with more abuse after that because you decide to leave a situation and move forward. And it's literally on repeat, right?
Yeah, I swear narcissists don't know how to stop.
It's on repeat.
But anywho,
We about healing, but we don't want you to have to go through the journey of healing. We want you to know and grow so you don't have to have that story to tell.
yeah,
Okay?
save yourself the trouble.
Because it's
Would
a
not
lot of trouble.
recommend. But then, I wonder sometimes, about that because even though betrayal hurt like hell for me, man, it's actually a blessing. You think about the story of Joseph in the Bible, Genesis 50:20, where he had said, listen, I'm your brother Joseph, bitches. What y'all niggas meant for evil, God meant for my good. So that's how I see my blessing. And my middle name happens to be Joseph.
I know that's right.
So if you can find the blessing in the betrayal, you'll be just fine. I'm a
Mm,
witness to that.
that was well said.
It'll beat your ass though. But I mean, it's a blessing for me now because I get to talk about it. I get to help people. I get to give guidance. I get to be a coach.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we're trying to do this thing together because she's a coach too, and she provides that safe space. Listen, she's a great listener because she listens to people all day with empathy.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just built different. Point blank period.
But yeah, so and you know, to see the blessing in the betrayal, that's why I want to be a coach. That's why I am a coach to help you realize that. Because there's there's a lot of things that you can take away. What are the takeaways of narcissism that made you a better person? For
Yep.
me, my
Mm,
discernment
come
went
on.
went to 10. My discernment and intuition, once I started trusting myself and realized I wasn't going crazy at all, it really was these fools. Discernment on 10. We know what to look for. It's the red flags. Then you realize those red flags are same tactics that they keep in their 4-page playbook with big letters.
Yeah. I love it though. Blessing and the betrayal. Absolutely. I can piggyback on that and say, yeah, my discernment is definitely more up. Like, I clearly can see everything that brought me to where I'm at now. And I can honestly say I might have needed that beating. And here's where that accountability piece comes in because even though my intentions were all the way 100% in the right place, meaning I just wanted peace, I wanted people to be happy, I didn't want to argue. But the people that were walking into my life, they weren't there to play the game fair. They was there to play a game,
Mm.
but it wasn't to for the best interest of me or my child. So it was a difficult thing to accept that these was just people that really like me like that. I had to really accept that and heal and really look at myself. Like I'm a kind person. Okay. So for all the kind people out there that just love to love and just like to be friendly, lend a smile, lend a hand, and just truly just come to do good, to be good. And, you know, you have to be very careful with that. And I realized that I misused my kindness in a situation that didn't benefit me whatsoever. It just led me down a longer path with people I should have, cut ties with a long time ago.
That's real interesting what you said just now. You misused your kindness.
Yes.
Talk about that.
Yeah. I went through a situation where I was cut loose with no explanation. And instead of acting ugly about it or making it public or being silly about it, I just kept a poker face. I said what I needed to say And I continued on because I knew had a child. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna just be nice. Most people would have just walked away. If somebody walk away from me and my child while I'm pregnant, I'm gonna just leave them alone.
Right.
But instead, I still felt like this ain't got nothing to do with me. This is about my child. So we're still gonna show up for our child together. Okay. And I gave them the opportunity to do that.
That was the expectation. That's a reasonable expectation.
And I didn't get that in return. I got a lot of excuses, somebody that just didn't want to show up. So as much as I fought for them to be in my child's life, they fought hard against it. And I ran into many obstacles with their family, with them, with people they were dealing with. And it's like, I don't even want none of these problems.
That's the favorite thing about narcissism. Anything regarding you and whatever you want, they fight against it.
Yeah.
Because with you, they were fighting against seeing their child or taking care of their child, fighting against that responsibility.
Mhm.
And in my situation, they were fighting against me seeing my kids and
Yeah.
having a relationship with my kids, fighting against it. And telling everybody that I was the one that left.
It could be all so simple.
So those moments, I mean, that it cuts deep. Let's be for real.
Yeah.
Let's
Because you
be
just
fucking
keep
for real.
trying
It
and
cuts deep.
trying.
It cuts deep. And you have to accept the fact that you are going to be looked at a certain way by people that is out of your control. It doesn't matter what you do, it doesn't matter what you say. You have to accept that. That's the first thing you got to accept, because if not, you're always going to be stuck in people-pleasing status.
Mhm.
You're always going to be the yes person. You're always going to be the one that's trying to maintain peace because you're not trying to ruffle the waters, only to be capsized because the tidal wave of narcissism hit you in the face. We have to be honest with ourselves when we see the warning signs, when we see the red flags, when we see the pattern, because it's not going to change.
Mm-mm.
Narcissists never change. They use the same playbook.
Yeah.
There's so many people out there with stories like ours
Yeah.
that I want to hear from. There's so many people who's in chapters we've already passed that we want to help get along. Because you have to
Absolutely.
be strategic with a narcissist.
Yeah.
They play a game of strategy. They are strategists. Once you get on their strategy, they look dumb as hell, but if you don't know their game, they playing you like a fiddle. And you
Right.
don't even know it.
And
And
that's the thing. You
go ahead,
gotta.
go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead. You go.
Nah, you cooking.
A
Get
little
on the
bit.
grill, Coco.
Well, I just feel like, and I wanted to piggyback off what he was saying. You know, you have to learn their game so that you can hold them accountable. Because the only thing that I can say about myself is that the accountability piece, it's like I spoke my mind. I let people know how I felt, but things were still happening that didn't need to be happening. Like the mirror wasn't mirroring. Like it was just like, oh, it's okay. This person is not, you know, committed to you. So they can just treat you how they want to treat you. Like at the end of the day, the quicker they can be held accountable, the quicker you can heal and get out of the situation. Like it's a win-win, because when a person can be accountable for things that they do wrong when they're like on a low vibe, then that's going to help them to get better, to help them increase their vibe so they can match you or match whoever you are. So it's like I realized staying in a relationship and being cool, calm, and collective only elongated my pain.
Mhm.
It's not worth it. Like, get out of a situation so everybody, because people can't really understand they're wrong if you stay around or if you even be cool about it. It's no, you get no cookie for that. None at all.
One of the other things that we talked about with this podcast was that there's a lot of screaming back and forth between the men and the women when it comes to these relationships,
Yeah.
when it comes to dating. And, we want to bring that space to where we're listening to each other because, everybody, yearns for connection. Everybody wants to be with their person, but we have so much unresolved trauma within ourselves, and people are very discerning in this day and age. And we hear it all the time. There's pee in the water. Yeah, there's a lot of people out there with unresolved issues, and there's
Yeah.
people out there that's on their healing journey.
Yeah.
But what there isn't a lot of is communication between, the two parties. We get it. Listen, there are some deadbeat dads out there, but there are some good fathers out there that had to walk away, you know, because we didn't want to put our kids through that bullshit. I refuse to be a part of that. But there are men out there. I've heard their stories. I've read them online. You know, they're on their healing journey like I am.
Yeah.
Shout out to them brothers. And just like with Coco, man, we hear it all the time. Women going the extra mile, playing both roles. It's a real thing.
Yes, it is.
It's a real thing.
It's real. It's real. And at the end of the day, I don't want to be anybody's enemy. Like, we on the same team. That's why I was like, hey, ain't no issues over here. Whatever you decide to do, I support it. If you're in a relationship, that's cool. We'll figure it out. Always just try to keep it cool. But it was just a never ending story of my child not getting what he needs. You know what I mean? So it's like we really do gotta take inventory of what's going on in the situation and make better decisions. I feel like I needed to be held accountable as well. It felt like we both needed to be held accountable. And in multiple relationships, this is just an example, but I've learned that there's multiple people on different levels that could be in your life that you need to take a look at closely and figure out why that person is in your life and what benefit is them being there. Like we really got to make sure of that because now we just got a bunch of people wasting our time.
Facts.
Especially if you figure out that person is betraying you in some type of way, it's gonna really feel like just a wash.
When was the moment for you when you was like the switch came on?
Oh man, it's so hard for me to say that and that's crazy to say, but I've had multiple switches. You see, from different realizations. Um, but I'm gonna be honest. Okay, so when I didn't really understand myself. Okay, that's number one. Okay, I thought I did, but I really didn't. Um, and when I got my heart broken bad enough, and I still was graceful about how I handled things, respectful, didn't cause a scene, but my heart was broken many years ago. The first person I listened to was Tony Gaskins.
Hmm.
And it was addictive. He sits in front of the camera and he gives the raw truth about relationships and men and how men see women and vice versa. And the information is intriguing. So it started from me looking at that because I was just so hurt. I didn't understand why I was getting the treatment I was getting when I was just so pure in my intentions and how I love this person. I'm like, man, I don't understand. Like, what did I do to deserve this? Like, and it felt like everybody was completely against me too, like right off the bat. So I didn't get it. So
Yeah.
I took time to learn. So I started with him, and then I listened to a pastor named R.C. Flakes, and then I started listening to like psychiatrists, psychologists, because so it went from relationships, therapists and coaches, relationship coaches. It went from that to pastors, to my own pastor. Shout out to my own pastor. I see that. And also psychologists, psychiatrists. And I started to see like, oh, okay, this is all connected. People have relationship issues, they have relationship coaches. And then if you want to go a little deeper, they have the psychiatrists and psychologists that can give you insight into why people are the way they are. Hence why we were talking about narcissism, borderlines, bipolar, psychopaths, and the list goes on and on and on. So you can understand. And then that definitely brought a lot of light to what I was experiencing. And so it just became full circle. It's like then I started to listen to people who went through it and they shared their experiences. And it's like, this cannot be real.
Yeah.
We can't all be having the same experience. Like,
You
this is
comparing
crazy.
notes like, you too?
Yeah. And so it was nice meeting a person that when you talk to them, they know exactly what you are experiencing. They know exactly what you went through and they can articulate it right back to you with no problem. So it also just made me feel more sorry for like relationships as a whole because people can really have really good bonds and really awesome relationships if they were able to battle what's internal, what they can't get past, what's inside.
Yeah.
And so I think to me, that's like the most important thing to bring light to is that we all struggle in these type of relationships. Either you're struggling from, we all struggling from things from the past that we didn't get over, or we either struggling because we had to heal over a situation or a person that we really didn't want to have to heal or get over, but we had no choice. None of that is good. Like none of that is
It's
cool.
not fun, is it?
No.
It's not fun at all.
Mm-mm, we don't want to do that.
But you know, if you think about it, think about going to the doctor and you going to the doctor because your leg broke. You just limping in the doctor's office and you waiting for the doctor to come in. He said, okay, hey, what's going on? And you tell the doctor, I have a runny nose. What was the whole goddamn point of going to the hospital if
Right.
you weren't going to deal with what's really going on, what's really inhibiting you?
Yeah.
And, you know, we got to view our healing like that when it comes to the traumas we experienced. Because everybody's trauma, whatever trauma they deal with, those traumatic experiences still need healing. But we got to
Absolutely.
be real about those. We got to be real with ourselves and say, hey, I got a problem with this. Or, hey, I'm having these anxiety issues, or I'm having these panic attacks. I'm not thinking straight. I got all of these problems. I don't know how to deal with it. I don't know why bad luck keeps happening to me. You know, there's something wrong with your brain.
Yeah.
You know how I know? 'Cause my shit was fucked up for a minute.
Yeah.
My shit was fucked up for a minute.
Let's talk about
Then
it.
all of a sudden, wait a minute. Mental health is important too. If our physical health is important, you know, our mental health is critically important.
Right.
Our brain hurts too. Our brains have injuries, especially when it's been abused, when you've been emotionally abused.
Yeah.
You know, back in the day when we were naive, because we have big hearts, you know, we're empaths. We have a lot of empathy, which is what compels us and pushes us to do what we're doing now. Call it the work of the ministry.
Absolutely.
So, you know, to talk about it and to share and to let people know, listen, you know, regardless of where you're at or when you begin your healing journey, always gonna hurt because it's gonna cause you to look at yourself. Like a lot for me, I was afraid to look at myself because I thought who I was what the narcissist was telling. But once I removed myself from the narcissist and really started looking at the truth, good, bad, and ugly about me, it's like, well, now this is something that's in my control. I don't have to control other people to make myself feel better. I can control whether I feel better or not. I am the manager of my life. I'm the boss of my life. What I say goes for me. We all got our own life and we all have our own journey.
Yep.
So for us, our spiritual journey, our healing journey is overcoming narcissistic abuse, parental alienation, deadbeat fathers, bad relationships, toxic relationships, you know,
Yep.
constantly having your heart broke. And for men, for a long time, men didn't have a voice because we were just expected to get over it. What kind of mental health solution is that?
Mm.
Whoever
good
came with
one.
that, they ain't shit. I bet you they were a narcissist.
We all gotta release because we all got something. We all got something that
We all
has
got some.
weighed us down, that we carry with us. But imagine a world where everybody is held accountable. Just
Ooh,
imagine.
I'm glad
And
you
no
brought that up.
enablers,
I'm
because
glad you brought that up.
enablers are the worst.
I'm glad you brought that up because that's where it begins. This journey in looking within and looking at yourself in the mirror, you have to have self accountability.
Mm, It's the
If
only way.
you can't hold yourself accountable, you can't hold nobody accountable,
Exactly.
or you're a narcissist. Either way, it's a red flag. It's a red flag.
It is.
Free games.
Listen, it definitely is.
Accountability is something that narcissists are allergic to.
Yeah.
It's their kryptonite. It's not just for women, man.
We
So
need a
let's be for real.
world of full of people who want to heal. We need that. They said that narcissists can't get to that point, that they're going to always be the same. But we just really need a world where people are able to really see people for who they are and see themselves for who they are. And that takes time. Trust me, this is a no judgment zone. Okay.
I don't know. I'll be talking shit about people.
Okay.
And we
I
ain't gonna
don't
judge you
judge.
for it,
I
but
don't judge.
I might talk some shit. I ain't gonna lie.
I don't judge. I don't be. Listen, people have to go through their own journey. Okay.
You
For-
did what?
well,
That's how big
listen.
spot.
Sometimes people need time. They
I
not
know.
ready to heal.
But
You
you'd
see what
be
I'm saying?
surprised.
They
Some of the
not ready.
Some of these stories I be hearing, like, oh my God, I thought my shit was bad. Jeez, they didn't give a fuck.
Yeah,
Some of
that's
these
true.
narcs be narking.
That's true.
For real.
That's true. It's levels.
Yeah, it's levels to this shit.
It's levels. But nonetheless, don't ever feel ashamed if you haven't healed fast enough.
And I'm gonna tell you, if you hold yourself accountable, ain't no shame.
Yeah.
Ain't no shame in accountability.
You can hold
It's a
yourself accountable
superpower.
in the situation
Yeah, it's a superpower.
until you get out of it.
And it's real simple. You do what you say, and you say what you do. That's accountability. You do what you say, and you say what you do.
Yeah.
The narcissists, they tell you, do as I say, not as I do. My grandma told me that.
Listen,
I'm bugging.
no judgment zone.
Nah, I'm just saying narcissists. Narcissism
No judgment
is
zone.
a real thing. It's a real thing. So what are some nuggets for you when it comes to accountability?
Nuggets?
Yeah, because you got some strong accountability about you.
Yeah.
Self-accountability. You need to preach that in all the nations. What's your secret?
I mean, I just lock in to any and everything that has ever happened to me, basically. Like I really lock in, and I kind of take inventory of what has happened. It's kind of like I go in chronological order. Like this happened this time, and this is why. Like I really, really take a look. And I will say this, because I was hard headed, very hard headed. So it took a lot of experience for me to understand sometimes you have to do what you feel is hard so that you don't have to go through something hard. Like you just got to make that one step in the right direction so you don't have to be 10 steps backwards when it's all said and done. So
Yeah, don't ask me how I did it. I just did it. It was hard.
it was hard. Yeah, like it was hard. It wasn't easy. But I feel like once you are able to understand why something happened, you're able to put the why behind it. You can kind of release it from your spirit.
In a miraculous way, you when you get on the other side of it, you become more grateful.
Mhm.
You have more gratitude.
Yeah, because there was times I was just like, I just don't want to be in pain. Like I don't want to be hurt.
Yeah.
And I still have to get up and be okay. And there was times where I was still, friendly with people and having whole still dealing with people and still being deceived and hurt by people all at the same time. So it's like I'm trying to navigate heartbreak and still be kind and loving to people. So it was difficult. But I realized like there's certain things and people that are worth your time and energy. And there's certain situations that you just cannot level with. You can't come to an agreement with. And then you just can't even settle or lower your standards either. You have to release yourself.
When I talk about family court, I'm talking about family court in regards to child custody
Mhm.
and visitations, and how your co-parent can be such a nuisance to the court, to where they don't listen to nobody. They think nobody can see them manipulating the kids and alienating the kids.
Mm.
Everybody sees them do it, but you know what they don't do? They don't hold them accountable. They drag their feet in holding them accountable.
Mm.
It is expensive to hold them accountable. I've seen stories where men have spent hundreds of thousands of dollars, in Donald Trump's numbers, billions and billions, like a shit ton of money, to get no change whatsoever in the dynamic of that co-parenting relationship. No accountability, no fines, no penalties or nothing. They just say, don't do it again. And my kids didn't deserve that. They didn't deserve that drama. So it's one of those hard things to have to break your own heart
Yeah.
and walk away, because it's not worth the fight. It's not worth dragging them through it,
Yeah.
you know? And having to overcome that, having to heal from my own broken heart. It took a lot of time. It took a lot of me dealing with addictions, because I was a heavy alcoholic. Not making no excuse, but just did not have the right coping skills, because nobody told me anything about mental health. So I did what I thought was the most comfortable, which was drink. Thank God I'm
That's
over 2 years sober now. Hey!
yeah. Ding ding ding. You better do that
But I had to
thing.
deal with that. I had to face myself.
Yeah.
It's like I was finishing the work of narcissistic abuse. I was just self-inflicted with alcohol addiction.
Mm.
But if I can overcome those things, so can you. If you got the light of God in you, that's all you need. Or even Jesus said, just get a grain of mustard seed.
That's it.
I'm
It's
a
always
witness.
possible. Oh my goodness. It may hurt a lot. A lot.
It's a flogging.
Okay. But you will get through.
Should I be scaring people away from the healing journey? Because it's like, think about, you
No.
ever had to do like a surgery or whatever, had to get cut on, and you just not looking forward to it.
Yes, I do. When I had a boil under my underarm and they had to cut it out, it was so
And you weren't looking
painful.
forward to going through that
No.
process.
It was a process because it had to heal. It's like I had a hole in my arm.
Mm.
It had to get packed every night by my son, my 18-year-old son. He had to pack the hole until the hole closed up. And though it was painful and extremely uncomfortable, eventually the hole closed up and everything was healed, and I'm just good as new. But it started out awful, and it just going through that process is like, that's like any healing process. It really hurts in the beginning, but as time go on and as you see things unfold, things start to become more clear, and you're able to move with purpose and understanding once you kind of could see what you're dealing with. Like, because like I said, I don't hate anyone at all. First of all, I love to love people. Like, I love people, have a strong love for people. But anybody that has done anything or even betrayed me, I don't hate them, because there's a level of healing that everybody needs to go through to become their better self. Nobody is perfect, me or nobody else, whether they're diagnosed this, that, or whatever the case may be. We all got a level of healing we got to cross to make better decisions and to be better people. And so I just get in a position to give them a little kind word behind closed doors, a prayer, that they find their way. because who want to operate in a way where they got to be on guard or they got to get a leg up? You want to be at peace and be loved and the love to be reciprocated.
I
Simple.
wanna hop back on something that I think is worthy of discussion. When I mentioned family court and you
Yes.
said you had nothing to speak on that.
Right.
Why is that?
Because I haven't been in family court.
Anything regarding family court?
Not regarding my children or anything like that. I never had went through the court system.
Ever?
No,
Not even for child support?
no.
Wow. There's real ones out here. Why is that though?
I don't know. I've been doing it on my own for a while. And I've always been grateful enough to take care of my kids peacefully without having to deal with the court system.
Mm,
I feel like as a single mom and as a caretaker, it's like that's all I have time for. Is my kids, the fact that I am a caretaker and working. I don't have time to go back and forth to court. And I only have time for people that want to be in my children's lives.
that's real.
So I'm not gonna fight
And it's
men
like
like that.
it ain't even worth the money. The process ain't worth the time.
Yeah. That's just how I felt. And I don't slight any woman that goes to court to get their coins. Okay. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
It's just, I
Some
think
of
for
y'all deserve
me,
it. For
yeah,
real.
absolutely.
Some of y'all
100%.
deserve it.
Anybody that has their kids full time absolutely deserves it. But, for me, because I got everything the way I need it to be, I'm just grateful that I am able to do that.
Yeah.
And if they are able to show up in a positive way, and great. But if they're not, I'm not gonna fight to have someone be around that really don't want to be around, they really don't want to provide or
Yeah, why fight it? And that's the thing. It's like why fight it?
yeah,
Because it doesn't amount to anything. It's just another way they like to keep you in the vicious cycle.
yeah, it's wasted energy.
Yeah.
My energy has to be on my kids. I need to be, as single mothers, we already know our mothers, not even just single mothers, mothers, period, is an exhausting job being a mom and really showing up in the world. So for the women out there that's married or in relationships, how important it is to have a supportive partner around you. You don't need anybody around you that's pulling you down, that's pulling your spirits down, because you're not going to show up as the best mom that you can be. You're going to be depressed. You're going to be tired all the time. You're not going to be able to be there for your children. So my goal is just to do that. I don't need somebody pulling on my energy. And for me, it was always situations where people was messing with other people, doing things secretly, and me just finding out after the fact and things like that. Why would I, fight to deal with someone that operates in a way where there's no honesty, they just pop up in other relationships and listen, you have to know when to remove yourself from toxic situations. I'm not finna be, oh, I'm taking you to court because you with this person. Listen, live your life. Because I'm going to be focused on my kids and my energy is going to go to them. And again, there's no slight on anyone that does that, because I commend, what I'm saying? I wish I did want to take the time to go do that, but just something in my spirit just won't move me to do it. It's like either they going to step up and be there and do, or they not. And if they not, that's on them. That's a conversation that you have to have with your
Yeah,
child.
because you can't control grown folks.
Yeah.
They gon' they gonna do what they gonna want to do. That's for all of us. We make our own decision.
Accountability is big when you talking about yourself, and you holding yourself accountable. And I look at that the same way with parents. Like, are you going to hold yourself accountable? Because at the end of the day, nobody's making it difficult. It is women out here that literally don't make it difficult. Like, the door has always been open. If my door is open to help you when you just need help, why wouldn't it be open for you to see your child? It is. So, we just got to choose our battles wisely.
Yeah.
That's all.
But I actually agree with you as far as why family court, like, I was always dragged into it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have no reason to fight you. It's our kids. We love our kids, right? You know I love them. I know you love them. So why are we here before a judge?
Exactly. You don't need a judge to tell you to take care of your kids or what to pay. That's something a person should automatically want to do for their child. You know what I mean? So, um, it was something he was saying.
Oh, well, I was saying as far as, we agree on that as far as why family court is such a waste of
Oh,
time because,
I went through the court system as a child too.
oh yeah, that's right.
So that was probably one of the reasons why I just don't even like dealing with court because
To go
court
through.
tore our family apart
Yeah.
in so many ways for years, where there's a lot of animosity between family members and stuff like that through family court.
Mm.
So I see what court also does to a family because things get ugly when people got to get up and start talking and things like that. It can really tear a family apart. So, for me, it's just like, you know what? I don't want that. It's okay if you need it. It's okay, like for real. But for me, it's like God gave me enough income to take care of my kids and be okay. I want more. Everybody wants more, but like I'm okay with what I got for my kids without having to drag anybody to court. So
You know what I notice as we continue to have this conversation? Like, I be talking cash trash about family court, and you come with the facts, but you're so gentle with
yeah.
it. You make family courts feel good that they ain't shit. It's the tact for me.
It's so true, And everybody goes through things differently. That's why I don't judge because my experience may not be somebody's experience.
And,
They
and
may not have
that's
went through that.
and that's what's crazy because it's like, you experience family court from a very different vantage point
Mhm.
from where I experienced family court. And yet we still came to the same
Yeah,
conclusion.
yeah, still some bull.
It's some bullshit.
It is.
It's some bullshit. And narcissists love to weaponize the courts. I mean, look at your president. But narcissists do it in family courts too. They
Yeah,
will weaponize the family courts
yeah.
just to make your life hard.
And they have lawyers that talk about it. They have lawyers that talk about
Lawyers,
narcissists.
therapists,
Yeah, they talk about it because they gotta deal with it. And they have to learn how to navigate the courts when they dealing with narcissists. It's interesting.
because they're just doing their job.
Yeah.
They're still going to try to win for the narcissist, knowing they dealing with a narcissist. Crazy work,
Yeah.
crazy work. It costs thousands of dollars to go into that circus, and it's a ticket I'm not willing to pay for. I wasn't willing to pay because, again, I heard too many stories. It's a no-win situation for anybody. If it really was about the kids, you wouldn't go to family court.
Right.
But there are people that weaponize that system. Now, there are people that do need to be held accountable through family court if there's, abuse, and especially against the child, because a lot of that happens too. Let's be for real. I gotta learn to look at this camera when I'm talking. I feel like when I look at this camera, I'm really talking to somebody and I'm looking in your eye and letting you know, hey, it's gonna be all right, man.
It's gonna be all right.
It'll be all right.
And it truly will.
Keep
It
chin and
truly
keep
will.
a poker face. Build your discernment. Build your intuition. Learn the playbook. If you are dealing with a narcissist, you know the signs: the love bombing, the devalue, the discard, make you feel like shit. Then they start hoovering, coming around again. And once they got you back in their grips, there goes the love bombing. They're happy because, you fell for their trap again. So they're celebrating. That's the love bombing. They're going to give you everything they want during the love bombing phase because you fell for their trap. They feel successful that they're back in control. And then there is the devalue. Well, the honeymoon's over again.
Dang.
Now they realize, you know what, I really don't like you anymore because I'm running out of supply. So I need to make you feel less than so I can feel better. And then once they've, stepped on you like a rug and all dirtied up, now they're going to go get a new rug.
Dirty.
Then when you start cleaning yourself up and they see the rug that they once discarded is now clean and pretty again, like when they first saw them, but even better. You think they don't want none of that? They still gonna try to get you reeled in. The problem is they don't know that you know. They convinced themselves that you don't know. The reason why narcissists are such liars is because they lie to themselves first. So they're just telling themselves lies 24/7.
They believe it though.
And they believe their own lies.
They
The Bible
do.
even talks about that, how Satan goes about deceiving, and he's deceived himself.
Yeah. That's real.
Narcissists, the children of the devil, and the devil is the father of lies. That's all they know. When they wake up, they pray to lies. They use the bathroom, lying. Eat breakfast, lies and milk. Grits and lies. They like to drink a nice hot cup of lies with cream and sugar.
Sweet lies.
Girl, are you sleeping over there? A little time. Oh, we actually went for a solid hour. Look at that.
Oh.
Man, like, you happy that it's over?
I'm not happy that it's over.
This is the first time we've done a podcast. It's gonna look crazy as hell, but it's okay because this is learning shit for us. It's Bad Parents Podcast. I'm Coach O. This Coach Co. Holla.
And that wraps up our first episode of the Bad Parents Podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in and for giving us this time. I know the healing journey can be grueling, but I want you to know it's possible to get through it. It may hurt a lot, but it's a process that will eventually lead you to a better place. Remember what we talked about today. Accountability is a superpower. The more you hold yourself accountable, the more you can heal and move forward. I'm a witness that if you can find the blessing in the betrayal, you'll be just fine. We're here to help you get out of that vicious cycle and find peace. This is a no judgment zone. We've all been through things, and I'm here to tell you that you can find the blessing in the betrayal, just like I did. We're all on this journey together. Be sure to subscribe and look forward to the next episode where we talk about the smear campaign. Holla.